ready to get your shit together? Isn't that what we are all truly trying to do? In this fun, life hack full show, we will learn together how to navigate this roller coaster called life. We, as glorious messy humans, can sit in the proverbial third car, grumpy and bored, or in the front of the roller coaster having the time of our lives. What do you choose? In this show, you can expect meaningful content and practical takeaway tools to make life easier and exceptionally more joyful. There will be epic guests who already love their lives, allowing them to share their get your shit together tips and words of wisdom. Life is too long and too short to not love your life. Welcome to Get Your Shit Together Live with Amy Joy. Hello and welcome to Get Your Shit Together Live with Amy Joy. And I'm your host, Amy Joy. Happy Thursday and congratulations on your abundance. I want you to look around right now and notice how abundant you really, really are. We just had the holidays. We were with family and friends, hopefully. How abundant are we? I feel very abundant. Last night, I got to go horseback riding on the beach with the sun setting, and whales were literally splashing in the ocean. And I sat there and went, what? What a beautiful world we live in, right? So take a look around now. What have you experienced lately? What have you experienced today? And notice how abundant you really are. We are breaking that program of scarcity and thinking we're lacking. We're not. We have so much. All right. We have an amazing show today. I'm really excited to have Brayden and Tate Keller with us. They are professional musicians. They are masters at their craft. They've traveled the world with their music. They're amazing. And they happen to be my sons. So it's very amazing to start the year off with them. We started season 1 with them, and we're starting season 2 with my sons, and it makes me really happy to share a little bit of our family with you and what we're up to. And thank you for being here. Thank you for spending your very precious time with us. You'll want to stay tuned to the end. We have Mantra Magic. It's back. I have a new partner. Her name's Fernanda Gogny. Super excited to have her and to do Mantra Magic again. And we have Meditation Moment. So it's a life hack full show as always, and super grateful to be here. All right. It is now time to change our state, elevate. All right. This is the part of the show where we take 2 minutes to change our state, to change our frequency. Everything is frequency. We're going to talk a lot about that today. And I wanted to share this. So this is a YouTube video, and we're going to just listen for 2 minutes. And I want you to pay attention right now from a scale of 0 to 10. How are you feeling? And after 2 minutes, I want you to take inventory again. See how it is, okay? And breathe. Remember to breathe. All right, so we're going to share screen here. I'm going to learn how to do this. Chrome tab. Here we go. All right. right. So just listening to 430 hertz can make a difference in your life. We're going to talk more about that because everything is energy, everything is frequency. And 432 is a magical, magical tune. All right. So it is now time to get our shit together. All right, I'm very excited to introduce you to my sons, Brayden and Tate Keller. They are Brayden's birthday today. He's 25. And believe it or not, it's Tate's birthday tomorrow. He'll be 23. Again, they've been all over the world. They're amazing humans. They're kind. They work with boys. They're mentors of kids. They're real estate agents. They're master musicians. So put your hands together for my sons, Brayden and Tate Keller. Are you there?
Hello?
Hello.
I can't see you.
I can't see you either. Interesting. Oh,
There
there we are. Okay. So I'm in a new system, peeps. I'm learning. Welcome, guys.
go.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mom.
Amazing to have you here. Excited. So tell me a little bit about you guys. What are you into? Brayden, I'll ask you first. And happy birthday again.
Thank you. We are into a lot of the same things. Music, of course, is a huge one for us. I'm also into scuba diving. We both teach music, rock climbing, surfing, snowboarding. Yeah, a lot of sports stuff and creative stuff, definitely.
Yeah, our lives are pretty much surrounded around fun things, I would say. Surfing and music and
Yeah.
teaching. Teaching is a big part of it, I would say.
Yeah, you guys are amazing teachers. So what do you do every day to help people? Because I know you have a big heart for people. What do you do every day to help people? Because I know you do.
Well, I mean, just existing, I mean,
Yes, and how does just your existing help the world? Because you're right.
so to break that down, you could say that doing a consistent daily practice of yoga and meditation and breathing to ground yourself and to come into your body, how that's going to affect you.
If you guys can come a little closer to the camera and speak up, because I can't hear you sometimes.
Is that better?
Thank you. Yeah, much better. Thank you.
So
Yeah.
what I was saying is that doing a daily practice of yoga and meditation, which Tate and I have both been taught to do since we were very young, is going to benefit you, and it's going to benefit everyone around you because it's going to affect your aura and your frequency, and that in turn is going to affect everyone around you. So I guess that's one thing that we would be doing every day that is going to have a positive impact on the community and people around us.
Absolutely. And I'd love to talk about your music because I know you're very passionate about your music. So where did you get your start in music, Tate?
I started on the drums actually. Brayden started on the guitar, and then but I quickly fell in love with the piano. I mean, our grandpa was, grew up playing piano near the fire all night, and I would just watch him. And then it got to the point where I was like, "Paco, I'm ready to learn the piano. Can you teach me?" And he was like, "No, I can't teach you." And I was like, "What do you mean?" And my grandfather's a great piano player, and I was like, "What do you mean you can't teach me?" And he said, "Well, I don't know music. I don't know music theory. I don't know notes. I don't know what I'm playing essentially because my grandpa plays all that ear." And so that kind of forced me and Brayden. We had a couple teachers here and there, but I would say mainly 60-70% of it was online, like YouTube, like just looking up chords and learning stuff that we liked. And it was that like inner fire that we had because we loved it so much. There wasn't anyone going, you need to practice today, you need to do this. A lot of it was from ourselves, and we realized there's a huge benefit when just surrounding yourself with great musicians. You start learning, absorbing all of their teachings and everything they have to teach. That's what we did. We met a couple great musicians who were like, "Hey, we love your music." As young little kids, we're like, "Hey, can we shadow you and be around you and teach us what you know?" And so they did. And so we had a couple of teachers here, but now I play mostly the piano and drums and flute. And Brayden plays the
guitar, bass, sing, drums,
Saxophone, flute, ukulele,
yeah.
hand drums, any instrument you hand these guys, they'll figure it out and within a week be playing proficiently in front of people. It's
Well, once you know music, once you've spent time learning and understanding music, then when you do want to transition to another instrument, you're really just learning how to play the music that you know and that you hear in your head, and you're applying it to something else. And every instrument has its own unique way of making sound, and the muscles used to make that sound, and you're building the connections in your brain, how to do that. But you can hear the music in your head. So once you've really spent time on one, then I would recommend everyone to really branch out and start learning, as many instruments as you can or want to, because it's a lot of fun, really.
Yeah, and growing up, my thing was the piano and Brain's was the guitar, and it was like this untold thing where I would never play the guitar because that's Braden's thing. I'm not gonna mess with Braden's thing because that's his thing. Braden's not gonna mess with the piano because that's my thing. But you get to a point where you start playing so much music on one instrument where you have to expand. You come to the point where like there's nowhere really else to go. I need to branch out and start learning the drums or start learning the sax or
yeah.
whatever.
As a parent, there's a lot of parents watching, and as a parent, I'd like to think, but I'd like to get your take on it, that one of the things that I'm grateful I did is I hired other young people, basically teenagers, to teach you. Like Giuseppe taught you, Tate, the drums, and Lyndon taught Brayden the guitar. And so it was a lot more fun for you as a kid to learn from another kid instead of
Yeah,
an old fuddy-duddy,
Yeah.
so to speak.
In general, I would say the younger the teacher is in anything, the more they're going to be able to relate and connect with younger kids in any subject. Not to say that someone that's 30, 40 years older than you can't also connect with you and can't also embody that fun energy, you know. But there definitely is something to it because you're closer, you're more relatable. When as the student, you're like, oh, okay, you're more relatable to me. I could see me being you in a couple years, right? Versus in 30 years, that's a big difference.
yeah, and that's what we've learned with our boys club is we're training little boys, and for them to like our teacher Josh, who's about 45, it's different for him to teach them because kids see him and they go, "Oh, well, he's an old man," That's miles away.
So
It's
not fair. So not
not
fair to be called old at 45, but yes, I
Yeah.
know. As a kid, that's how it is, right?
yeah. And so in their mind, they're like, "Oh, well, that's just too far away." And for us, they're like, okay, they're like, "You're older than me, and you're teaching me cool stuff, and I'm going to be your age in a couple of years, so it's they're more open and receptive, I would say.
Yep. No, I definitely saw that working. So parents listening, get someone young and fun to teach your kids a musical instrument and let them try multiple things and see what they like. Right? Would you agree with that, guys?
Yeah, and it could be a thing where maybe someone wants to start playing music, and originally they think it's piano, and so they start playing piano, and then they get piano lessons, and then it actually turns out, you know what, it's not piano, at least in the moment that they're connecting with. It's something else. So it can be a journey of finding kind of what what way you want to create and express music. Really, that's what an instrument is. It's just a tool to create and express music. And
that's what we do with Boys Club. Is we get a new kid, and we have they come into our studio with all the instruments to their access, and we see, oh, Nico really wants to play the drums, and he gets on the drums, and then he realized he doesn't like the drums. He actually, at the end of it, of months of training, he actually loved the piano. He liked the guitar, and then we find what they love the most and what they're stoked about, and we just keep feeding that, keep stoking that fire, keep giving them more and more piano, because that's what our teacher did to us. They're like, you really like music? Okay, music, here you go. Kept putting it into our faces, and therefore we were less addicted to our screens and video games, because we were just so stoked about music and surfing and everything, teaching as well. So yeah, I think uh, being continuous with what you're stoked about, and it's really easy to get distracted these days.
Right.
Social
Yeah.
media is really robbing kids' focus, which is the most important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So getting into family dynamics, because I live my life in the open, and and so I'm gonna ask you some real questions. Now, have you always gotten along so well?
yeah,
Uh-huh.
What?
And no, the truth is what? What's the truth?
well, I think that as siblings, you're going to be different. I think it's very rare for any two people to be exactly the same, and so
Yeah.
with our upbringing, we're very similar and we're very different. I mean, you might want to give some tips to these people about how you timed your kids to be one day apart, in 2 years.
I did
Amazing
I
timing.
did not plan it.
What your tips and tricks are for that? But,
Mad
we had some anger and we had some trauma from what we had experienced as young kids, and we didn't know how to properly understand it and express it, and so we took it out on the fact that we were different and not understanding our differences and resenting each other for being different and not being how we were and how we thought, and circling back to the man named Josh that Tate was talking about, he was able to mediate and show us a way of understanding each other and understanding that you're different and understanding about left brain, right brain, and logical and creative.
Yeah.
Basically, just allowing us to zoom out in our thinking. And when you're able to zoom out in any subject, you're able to understand it in a broader sense. And you normally wind up having more compassion than if you have blinders on. You're so laser focused on one specific thing.
Yeah.
Exactly. And what brought you back together?
Drugs.
You guys.
I think understanding that we complemented each other so well,
Mhm.
and the truth is that for anyone who has a brother or a sister, you grew up together. That's your brother is that one person in your life that is the same age or close to the same age and went through all the same things as you did. Same
Yeah.
type of traumas, and obviously we take it in different ways. We see our trauma differently, but ultimately we go through it the same. And so me and Brayden grew up together, and there's always like at the end of the day, it was me and him. Like we went through what we did together. No one else knows what we've been through, but
Yeah.
we did. And so that's what's kept the the bond together, and understanding that we do how we are different and how we can use that to our advantage.
Yeah.
And saying, instead of saying like, screw you, you're different than me, I wish you were the same, we see it as a thing of value, because I grew up more of the like quiet, reserved kid. Brayden took, we didn't have a dad, so Brayden took on, he was the older brother, so he took on more of the burden of like being the responsible, logical. And I was more of the creative, loose, no structure, flexible.
Like a cat.
And Brayden was kind of the opposite. And so I think if people can understand their differences with their siblings and see that they can really
use
it to their advantage, then you're more powerful together.
And appreciate it, right? My sister Carrie and I, we couldn't stand each other for years. And mom and dad, you heard Tate earlier say Paka. Paka means grandpa in Dutch. So Pak and Beppa are their grandparents. So my parents sat my sister and I down and says, "You're different. So what? Get over it." And we both like sat there and we're like, "Huh?" And he goes, "Wouldn't the world be a boring place if everybody was the same?" And I was like, that makes perfect sense to me. And from that moment on, Carrie and I had a different relationship. Now, as your mom, I noticed that music brought you guys together in our trip around the world. Why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that trip did unify us musically, probably in the biggest way than anything before that.
Yeah, because we were going on this big trip, 13 countries in 2 months, and we had only been playing music for a couple years, and the truth is we weren't that good, and I couldn't imagine doing it alone. Like it goes back to like that. Like whenever I'd get scared, it was like at least I have my bro with me. We're in it together, and
if we're looking stupid, we're at least looking stupid together and not.
Right.
And that was tough, but it's created such a good foundation for us, I think, because busking on the street in foreign locations we've never been to was like getting thrown into the wolves, into the forest for a year, and coming back capable and more resilient, with thicker skin. You understand that the only one who cares is yourself. Not just music. When you're doing anything, you're playing music. The one who's tripping you out is you. You're like, no one really notices a mess up here. When you're like, oh, I totally messed up there, and everyone's like, oh, no one notices. So you are your own obstacle. You're the biggest obstacle that exists.
Mic drop. You're your own obstacle.
Your own worst enemy, and
right?
When you, especially with music, with busking, with what we learned on that trip, because that's what we did. Is in almost every country. Some of the countries it was tricky, but
so let me just explain what busking is. So for anybody who doesn't know, it's you set up in the street wherever you are, as long as it's legal, and you play music. And so we've all seen it, where people are on the corner with their guitar case open, and so and that's what we did in 15. Well, it was 13 countries, right? 13 countries. and some of them weren't legal. So I think we busked in 12 or 11, right? Is that about right?
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that.
So, so what was your favorite country to busk in?
Uh, I would say my favorite would have been India.
Yeah.
India was
India was.
Yes, tell them about India. That was
That wasn't a busk. That was like a private concert in a little village.
Yeah.
Like that. It was so much uncomparable to any of the other places we did it.
Just because Indians like they being blonde, blue-eyed people going to this small little town in India, it seemed like most of the locals have never seen anyone with blonde or blue eyes, so they think
it was
they're
a
like a
village. It was a
celebrity.
very small.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they think you're a god, or or they want you to hold their baby and take photos with you, and
Yeah.
it was very like if we were like super famous somewhere, trying to get somewhere, and everyone wants to take a photo with you. That's what it felt like.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
it was the closest thing I've ever felt to being a movie star. And I wasn't you guys. I can't even imagine how you felt. We needed security to get back to the car.
Getting shocked. We were getting shocked through the power wasn't grounded, and so we're getting shocked.
There were literally wires floating through the air, attached to trees. Like it was a little sketchy, actually, right?
Yeah, in India was amazing. I think in Hawaii was a lot of fun.
Hawaii was the most like impactful, I think, because there was a lot of before we started, we were actually just about to start, and like there were people like booing across the street, like saying like "you suck," and that was like like a knife to the heart, like like you're just like shit. And so, but when that happened, me and Brayden kind of just looked at each other and we're like, well, there's nothing we can do. It's not like we're going to not play music right now. And we did it, and it ended up being one of the best ones we did, because we just dropped our guard and wasn't so scared, because a guy just booed us. And I mean, what else? That's not to say that the worst thing that could have happened, but it's up there. It's with being a performer. You don't want that. That's being booed sucks. But we looked at each other and we're like, fuck it.
That's going back to what he was saying about that it doesn't matter what anyone else thinks of it. You're doing it for you, and when you do it for you, is when everyone else enjoys it. If you're doing it for them, then it's not genuine. It's not coming from you. So it's by doing it for you is how you're able to most embody that, and it resonates out to everyone that's there, and then they feel it too.
Yeah.
They go, wow, someone's actually being genuine. Someone's really doing what they love, and they're not caring what the outcome is, or they're not looking for my validation. They're just doing it. And then in that moment, like I noticed the title of this is called The Power of Music. I think one of the biggest powers of music is in that moment when you are playing in any situation, and you're able to completely capture someone's moment and someone's presence. For that brief moment when you're there, they've just stopped thinking about the past, the future. They're completely present in their body and with you. And in that brief moment, you have them, and they've just spent a split second in the present, and then they leave, and then they go off, and now they're back into wherever they are, right? But you had them there, and so they at least have gotten a taste from that, and then you might have just inspired them through that. Now maybe they want to feel that more. Now maybe now they feel inspired to genuinely express themselves in whatever they do.
Yeah, that's the most beneficial part about busking, is that no one paid to be there. No one has expectations of what you should sound like or what you're going to sound like. and that's great because people are walking by the street and they choose to stop and listen.
Yeah.
Or they can keep walking.
Yeah, they take
and it doesn't
time.
matter. And but when they do stop and they choose to stop, then you have them for how many minutes, and that moment they can be you got them in the present moment. And that's, I mean, anyone who's starting out music, my advice would be, if you want to start performing, it would be start busking, put yourself in super uncomfortable positions, even though it sucks and it's hard. But
Yeah.
that's what you got to do, because you have to
Yeah.
build like thick,
The muscle.
Yeah.
the muscle.
One of the a big influential person in both of our lives musically, who anyone listening to this, you need to go look him up. His name's David Morin.
Yes.
You're from Canada, and he was kind of helping us get ready for this trip. And we were going to be playing with Tate and I at this restaurant that we're good friends with the owners with in town. And before the show, David comes up to us and goes, "You guys are not even close to being ready. Like, you're gonna learn, and it's gonna be an experience." And
Yeah.
we bombed that show. It was terrible. We messed
Terrible.
up so many. We were so nervous. It was our first time really playing together, in an establishment. And then we talked to him after the show, and he was like, "Yep, like, you guys weren't ready, but you're learning, and this is going to be amazing for you." And we came back from that trip, and we're completely different people in a lot of senses, but especially musically. It
Yes.
gave us this confidence and just calmness with performing, because once you've been in a situation like he was saying, where someone has completely just verbally brought you down, and you're sharing something that's coming from here,
Right.
you're able to just do that to it, then it's you're focusing on the real magic of it, which is what I see.
Amazing. And what maybe you don't know is these guys don't do covers. They do their own thing, and they flow, and they make music on demand. And I have a little clip of these guys playing. So this was the other night at Viceroy, and they're literally just making this up as they go. There's a little taste. You guys are so much fun to watch you play, and how you build layers of your song in the moment. On Thursday nights here in Cabo, they do something magical at the Art Walk, and they literally call musicians out of the crowd. They set up this beautiful carpet and lamp and all the instruments, and then they call musicians out of the crowd, and they make music together. It's really quite epic. How do you feel about doing that? Is that part of bringing people out of the crowd, and encouraging them to play when they're scared out of their minds?
Yeah, that's what we're doing there. Is we're literally creating like a safe space for people who want to come up and play. So we bring all of our equipment, and we just ask the audience if there's any musicians out there that want to come join us. It's a jam. It's an experiment. Um, there's no pressure. We're just having fun. We're just here to see what happens. And I think that allows people to um, put their guard down, and stop judging so much. And they see that we don't really care. And so it allows the audience to kind of chill and relax. and so we'll have like there'll be like a 13-year-old boy who's just learning guitar, and he loves guitar, and he comes up and he's like, hey, can I play? And he comes up and he plays a couple songs, and it might not be the best sounding thing you've ever heard, but that's the beauty, is that people don't care about that. The fact that the kid went up and did it, which takes balls to do it, and people see that. They're not, and the kid could play and it would sound like absolute shit, but everyone's gonna clap because he took the chance of going up and just doing it and getting out of his comfort zone, and that's what it's about. Sometimes we'll get like an old guy who's staring at the drums, and I'm like, hey, do you want to play the drums? And he's like, well, I haven't played in 30 years, and but he's itching for it so bad. His soul is craving it. He's like, you can see it in people, and their soul just, they need to express. And this is, I think, something of great value, because we live in a world where we're being suppressed all the time. So many things distracting us from our passions, and when we create a space for people to express, it's like a refreshing moment for them to let go. And
I've had people in tears, like talking to me about you guys, and that we missed you. Where have you been for a few weeks? And my soul needed this so much, and it's really, really special what you do there. Yeah. Before we run out of time, because time really flies here, I really want to get into frequency a little bit. And Tate, I know you're reading a book right now on 432 hertz versus 440 hertz. Can you explain that? And I do have a video to share.
Well, the book I'm reading is not specifically on that, but it talks about, it's called The Secret Power of Music. And it goes through all the different cultures that have experimented with music, like India and China, and the tuning they used to tune in. And you actually can't listen to a song in 432. That's not really how it works, because we have 12 notes in music. And the reason they call it 440 and 432, because they're going off of the A note, and the A note is the reference note, and that's what all orchestras tune to. They all tune their instruments to A.
Okay.
So every 12 notes vibrate at a certain frequency, at a certain hertz, and A, they're tuning the A note to 440 hertz. Now, when you tune it to 432, which is a little lower tuning, it sounds out of tune, like, to our ears, because we're so used to listening to music in 440.
Right.
That when playing music in 432, lots of times people are like, something off about it. But what's really happening, like, you can't actually play music in 432. Only the note A is tuned to 432. For example, A, and then B would be 641, and then so on. It gets higher and higher and higher.
Yeah.
But it is proven that music, the A tuned to 432, reduces anxiety and stress, because nature and
you mean 440?
No, 432 reduces.
Reduces. Sorry, I didn't hear that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 432 reduces
440 actually creates
anxiety,
unease.
Yeah.
And, they switched it to 440 in 1936. The CIA did, actually.
Interesting.
Because they understand that frequency is literally everything. Everything is vibrating at a certain pitch and tone. And so they've learned that if they change the frequency of the modern day music, they can control you. So,
so this is why I played 432 to change your state, because you can literally go to YouTube and look up 432 hertz music and play that, and your whole being will just go, and it will help you sleep. It can help you relax. It can help you grab a glass of tea and listen to that, and it really makes a difference in your life. So it also makes a difference in patterns. I've seen it in water. I've seen it, here's one in sand. So I'm going to put
Yeah.
this up here.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me push play. You hear that? So when it's 4:32, it creates a design. Now they're changing and it breaks up. It's no longer okay.
You're breaking up.
Oh,
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. 432 creates perfect harmonious shapes, and when you start multiplying 432 um, uh, by whatever number you want and raise the frequency,
mm-hmm.
the shapes start getting super intricate, super complex, and they also do it to water.
Yeah.
And our bodies are what 75% water, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's going to have an effect on your body, and so
It matters.
yeah.
What we're listening to matters. You can this whole hour presentation I saw, and different music will be it will be completely, you can't see anything, and then you play Mozart and it's whoosh, this beautiful mandala. It's unbelievable how important this really is. It's why I talk about it constantly. Because it's everything, and the more we can understand it, the more we can raise our frequency and surround ourselves with high frequency, and it makes a difference in our lives. So
Yeah.
amazing, guys, amazing. So awesome to have you. You also do real estate. We're out of time, but if they wanted to get a hold of you, how would they find you? If someone wants to get a home in Cabo or wants to learn some lessons in music.
Absolutely. Yeah, so you can find us at Brayden at CaboCribs.com or Tate at CaboCribs.com.
Cabo Cribs, CABOCRIBS, right?
Yes.
.com.
Yeah,
All
or
right.
Instagrams.
Or yeah, also Instagrams, which I think
Instagram is Brayden. What?
Brayden Meerstra. I'm sure you can put them right in
Yeah,
the comments or something.
yeah, and Tate Keller. They're part of Mad Max Resistance, and the Phunk. Stay tuned for that's Brayden and Tate's collaboration together. And Friday nights in Hotel El Gonzo, Saturday nights at Viceroy, and who knows where else around town. Love you guys. I'm so proud of you.
Thank
Love you too.
Amazing humans. We're going to have you back at the end of the show. Stay with us. But right now it's time for Mantra Magic. Very excited to have Mantra Magic back. My beautiful friend Maria went back to Guatemala. And so I found a new partner. Her name is Fernanda Goni. And so much fun. So much fun to be doing this again. So take a deep breath in and get ready for your mantra. Right here it is. Welcome to Mantra Magic. I'm here with the amazing Fernanda Goni, and here is your mantra for the week. I thank you for sunshine, I thank you for rain, I thank you for joy, I thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day, it's a beautiful day. Dream big, yes, it's time to dream big. I am ready for more. It's time to blossom and grow. Dream big. Yes, it's time to dream big. I am ready for more. It's time to blossom and grow. I thank you for sunshine. I thank you for rain. I thank you for joy, I thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day, I am ready for more. It's a beautiful day. I thank you for sunshine, I thank you for rain. I thank you for joy, I thank you for pain. It's a beautiful day, I am ready for more. It's a beautiful day. Make today lovely, glorious. Mwah. Dream big. It's January. This is when we really get our shit together, right? We dream and we get plans for the year. I've got a retreat coming up January 11th to the 16th. It's next week. If anyone, I have a couple spots left. If anyone's interested, who wants to get their shit together and really work hard, annihilating limiting beliefs and getting clear on what you want to manifest for 2024 and have fun doing it, reach out to me at amy@amyjoycoaching.com. Amazing, amazing, amazing. All right. So it is now time for meditation moment. Meditation moment. So I want you to take a deep breath in. I want you to grab the kids and grandkids, grab everybody around, and we're just going to sit for 5 minutes. We're going to take 5 minutes to get present. Now, my sons and I, we have a morning practice. Brayden mentioned it at the beginning of the show. Again, our mentor, Josh, taught us to do that, and to the point where I wasn't doing yoga. He was asking me to do yoga, and I showed up for a session, and he says, "Are you doing yoga?" And I'm like, "No." He says, "Well, if you want to come back, then do your yoga." I was like, "What? Is that important?" And he goes, "Yep." And so I've been doing yoga and meditation ever since, and it matters and it changes your life. So this is 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Anybody can do this. And it might be your favorite 5 minutes of the day. All right. So take a deep breath in, close your eyes, just get comfy wherever you are. We're going to listen to music from the amazing Gary Malkin, multi-Emmy winner. You can find his stuff on Gaia, Islands of Inner Peace. All right. I'm going to lead and guide you, so don't worry. Just take a deep breath in and exhale. Take another deep breath in. Now I want you just to notice your breath. Notice how it enters, how it feels, how it leaves. And now notice, how do you feel? Do you feel crappy? Do you feel happy? There's really only two states, crappy or happy. You're either in a beautiful state or not in a beautiful state. And whatever it is, don't judge it. Don't make it right or wrong, good or bad. Just notice. And I want you to notice what thoughts are running through your head. Are they thoughts of the past? Are they more thoughts of the future? Or are you here right now? Again, don't make it right or wrong, good or bad. Just notice and breathe. Now I want you to notice and visualize a candle burning just in front of your eyes. Notice the golds, whites, oranges, reds, yellows. Slowly slide that candle right into the middle of your head. And watch it flicker there. breathe. With your hands on your heart, I want you to think of one thing that you are so grateful for. Brings a smile to your lips. And while you do that, I'm going to send you a diksha, an energetic activation. Just set the intention to receive it. With a deep breath in, a big sigh. Good job. Way to go. Amazing. All right, I'm going to bring Brayden and Tate back on. Here they are. Amazing. How was that for you guys? Ooh, nice background. Oh, we can't hear you.
There we go.
How was that for you?
It was nice.
Good. Good, good, good. So I have a question for all my guests at the end of the show. And it's this. If you were on top of a mountain and you had the whole world's attention and they were actually paying attention and you could only share one thing with them, what would it be?
Canola oil is bad for you.
Pardon?
Seed oils are terrible for you.
Yes, that's very true.
I would say don't wait.
Mm.
Don't wait to live. Don't wait to express yourself. Don't wait to do what your soul and your intention is telling you to do.
Mm-hmm.
And trust that you'll figure it out. And yeah, don't wait. Start it, because you don't want to spend your life chasing something that maybe wasn't aligned with what you wanted, and then realize it later in life. So don't wait.
Exactly. I love that. Don't wait. Don't wait. Don't wait. And Tate, what's yours?
I agree with Brayden. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, no, you got to come up with your own. Nice try.
But that's what I would say as well.
I'm sure there's something else you could share, some wisdom. You have the whole world, and they're paying attention, and you have just one thing to share with them.
9/11 was an inside job.
Tate.
Well, no, I would say something along the lines of what Brayden said.
Don't wait.
Yeah.
Don't wait. I like that. Nice. All right. I would say, and I've shared this before, but I don't think I can say it enough. I would say life is happening for you, and everything is here to help you. And when you know that, know that, and choose to believe that in any situation, and you look for the gifts, life becomes very, very magical. And the three of us, we've been through some stuff, haven't we, guys?
Yep.
And it was 21 years ago we ran for our lives. And now they're 25 and 23. 25 today and 23 tomorrow. And we are not the same people. We love our lives. We don't live in fear anymore, and on any level. And we've learned to dance with it, right? And so super grateful to have you guys. So happy to share this hour with you. Thank you, everyone watching. Remember that together we vibrate higher, and that, my friends, changes the world. I'll see you next week. Besos. Mwah!
Thank you.
Thank you, Mom.
Bye.
Bye.
Love you.
Love you too.